Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm Harmony and I'm so happy to be here. If you don't know me, you can check out my intro on how to empower yourself, but briefly my channel is about empowering people, and how I do this is by posting a question at a time and give you 3 simple guidelines on how to answer them, so you can get the best out of it and get to know yourself better, your strengths, your weaknesses, and what you need to work on. And I also post videos on spiritual topics or terms and what they mean to me, and try to explain them. So if they are going to help you on your journey, then that's brilliant. So let's move on to today's topic. The title, as it says, is When There Is a Will, There Is a Way. So we've all heard this somewhere at some point in our life, and we all know this, but how many of us do actually use it? How many of us do use our will? Well, we can say, yeah, we use it daily, but how many of us do you actually know what it means, how powerful it is? To me, having a will, willing to do something, is a gift, and we can use that gift in everything we do, everything we want to do, because most of the times we have things that come in front of us. We see them as obstacles or mountains or difficulty, and it's hard for us to cross that, to get over it. But when you have the will to do that, it makes things a lot easier. But I'm going to explain this. So literally, yeah, people can say having the will make things easy, but when you think about it, it can be as simple as reading a book, finishing reading a book, and you just keep on waiting, keep pushing it away. I'll read it some other time, I'll read it some other time, and then until you never finish it. But if you give yourself that will, if you really want to finish the book, and say to yourself, okay, I know I want to finish the book, but I'm feeling lazy now, I don't feel like doing it, then think of the outcome. How is it going to be when you finish the book? Is it going to just tick off a box? Or is it going to be like, oh, I wanted to learn something from it and I've learned it? Or is it going to be like, yay, I've done it? So what outcome are you looking at? So what I'm trying to get at is, if there is something you want to do and you see it as an obstacle, or a big mountain, whatever it is, and you can't get the will to do it, then try to look at the end result. If you're willing, really willing to get that end result, then all the doors will start opening up for you. And I'll give you my example, right? I've been for a whole year, I went through a lot of mental, emotional, physical stress just to be able to get this one dream I really wanted. I even gave up the little finance that I had, or asset that I had, just for that one dream. And if I was willing to, my will was so strong because I really wanted it. So I put up with everything that was thrown in my way. And I managed to get to the point where now my dream can come to reality. So my will was really strong. But when it came to the point where the dream had to go into reality, it just got shattered into a million pieces right in front of my face, and I couldn't do a thing about it. And obviously I just was broken, and all I was left was a room I was renting and a job I had. That's all. And I stayed in that room, and every day I was coming home and I was just like, trying to understand, trying to process what happened. I was so strong-willed, and I did everything I could because I was looking at the end of the outcome, how it's going to be. And there's nothing I can do now because it's all broken, it's all gone. What do I do? And I was so upset. I was like totally down, as you can imagine. So then I tried to, I applied for another job, and I thought it's going to be a new start. I'll find another job, and I got another job somewhere else in Europe. I got accepted, but I was still thinking to myself, I'm not sure whether I want to take it, because all I've got left now is my job. That is a comfort zone for me. So what I did was, it was like a major life decision. So I went to a tarot reader. I don't always go to them. It's like, this was like major because I couldn't function and I needed help. So I went to that tarot reader on my birthday and asked her, if I stay here in this job, what will happen? And if I go to the other job, what will happen? And when she did the reading, which I wasn't happy with, but she said, basically, I was like, I didn't like any option. So I went back home and I said to myself, okay, I used my will. I did all of this. And now I'm in a dilemma whether to take a job or not, and whether to start a new life or not. So I said to myself, I wasted money. I spent so much money going to a tarot reader. They are very expensive. And I was like, okay, what can I do? I don't want to be in this situation that I am now. So I used my will again. And I said, okay, from today, I don't want to go to any tarot reader. If I want to do it, I can buy a tarot deck and try to do it by myself and see how it works for me. And I don't like the outcome she said if I stay in this job. I don't like the outcome she said if I go to take the other job. So what I can do is create my own. That was the turning point of my life. Because I used my will again. I didn't give up. Although it was really hard, I understand, like, we all go through emotions, we all have lots of things to work on before we can stand up strong. But if we don't have the will to do that, if we are not willing to do the work, we are not willing to get where we want to be, then it's all going to stay there. So to me, that was like, okay, however hard it's going to be, I want to come out of this situation. I don't want to be in this low vibration energy, like crying every day and feeling bad about myself, feeling sorry for myself. No, I'm not going to do that. And then I realized that although I was going to start a new life, if I took the other job, I was running away from all the issues I had. And at some point, how much I would bury them, they would come up. So I said, no, okay, I'll stay in the current job I am. At least I've got some comfort. And I will start writing my own story, because I've got a blank canvas in front of me. I've got a blank book. I can write my own script. I've got a blank canvas. I can do my own painting. I will start doing this because I want to come out of the situation. And it had been difficult for me, but I used my will. And today, a year later, I am in a much better position, like mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, everything. And I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for everything that happened. But if I stayed in that state where I could, in the laziness state, and say, I just blame everybody else for what happened to me, and I'm going to sit down and feel sorry for me and stay in this state forever, I would probably have gone and jumped off a bridge. But I know people have approached me and told me, like, I am strong. But it's not like everybody is strong. Everybody has got it. Everybody has got this will. This is the first thing we need to start using. This is the first thing we need to realize. This is why I did this. I have started this YouTube channel, my channel, to put out there, to show to people, like, you can do whatever you want. If you really want it, you can do it. But you need to have the will to do it. And if you don't have the will, then you will forever be in that state where you just keep feeling sorry for yourself and keep on blaming others. This doesn't work. When you have the will, then this is how the universe opens all the ways for you, because you're willing to work for yourself, you're willing to do it. And to me, it was like, if you've listened to my video on gratitude, that was when I was staying in that one room that all these things came to me. Like, I got to understand all of that, because it didn't matter then. Like, whatever I haven't got, I was grateful for what I had. But because I'd had the will to come out of it, come out of that situation, that state of mind, that everything started changing. The way I started looking at things started changing. So whatever mountain you feel you've got to cross, like, everything is in the mind. Everything is in the mind, because the way we are brought up, the way the society programs us, it always has a lack, and it always shows that we are not enough. Like, we have to do what the society projects us to do, or be like what they say. It's all man-made. Everything is man-made, and we have all these limiting beliefs that are like lack. You know, it's always like you're lacking something, and the beliefs are like, you can't do this because of so. It's been programmed since we are born. It's been like this until we come to the point where we realize that we have the will to work on it and come out of this man-made structures, paradigms and beliefs and all that. Then we can start, because if we don't have the will to do that, We can't. We won't see it. We'll always see everything as so difficult, so hard, and just be like, oh, it's impossible to do this. Nothing is impossible. The first thing that you want to do, first thing, is to have the will within you. When you really want something and you feel it's going to help you, it's going to be for your best, highest interest, then it's like your soul tells you, at last you've listened to me. Now we can start moving forward. But if you keep putting it, you keep leaving it behind, and I'll deal with this later, I'll do it later. It's like the book. Put the book, I'll read it later, I'll read it later. What happens? You're stagnating. So I hope this is going to help you, and I will do a separate video on about all these limiting beliefs that we've got, and what we believe to be true, and how to create your own reality. So I will be doing another video on that, but for now I hope you enjoy this video. And I will leave you with one picture that I found really interesting the other day, so I hope you'll enjoy that, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.